Hi, welcome. My name is Steve Mitten, and this is the first in a series of short videos that I'm putting together to share some tips for new and newer coaches to help you with your practice building, to help shorten your startup curve, to help you avoid some of the really predictable potholes that so many coaches find themselves in. And the tip of the day is start early. And what I mean by start early is start early figuring out kind of the business and marketing side of your practice. There's very few opportunities for you to become a well-trained coach and just work for someone else. For the vast majority of coaches, you've got to figure out how to attract clients to your practice. And I totally get that you might not know how to do that. Even if you've got a background in business, coaching is different, and marketing coaching is very different because it's such a new service and so few people understand what it is. So if you start early, start figuring out of all the people you could work with, what is a group where your passions and experience meet a real need, where people can pay for you, figuring out of all the different ways that you could connect with that group and educate them and build relationships and establish credibility and ultimately demand for your products. What's going to be the best for you, in your personality and the type of practice you want to have. It's really important to start this out because it takes longer than you'd want. It takes longer than most people imagine. I have seen coaches develop a practice in 3 months, but that is like a one in maybe 100 scenario. For most coaches, it takes a good 6 months, a year, 18 months or more, because there's stuff to figure out, there's stuff to put in place, and the earlier you start on this, the better. Now, the typical scenario for coaches is most coaches come into coaching, they see how valuable it is, they enjoy being coached, they love their coach training, and they kind of lose themselves in their coach training. And they also have a little bit of a saboteur voice, inner critic saying, I'm not ready yet, I don't know enough. And so they complete all their training, and then they go on to subsequent training, and then they spend money on more training, getting better and better qualified, and never ever really start to share what they've learned with potential clients and earn some money from it. So that is not a good idea, because you can get to be an extraordinarily well-trained coach and just not have enough clients to be able to stay in coaching. So when you're starting early, the good news is that there's a lot of resources around you. I mean, there's lots of coaches that mentor other coaches. There's programs on how to market coaching, but there's a lot of free resources too. Get plugged into some of the bigger networks of where coaches hang out, like in LinkedIn, the ICF LinkedIn group has some 50,000 coaches in it. The Coactive Network has over 20,000 coaches on it, and the Coactive Network has a really good kind of interaction. Facebook has many groups where coaches kind of congregate. I'm part of the Kick-Ass CTI coaches group and a few others, and they're great places where you can ask questions and learn from other coaches. So that's one set of free resources. Another wonderful set of resources you can access is just some of the books that have been written. There are now many books written about a coaching practice and how to build it. In terms of specific marketing, some of the more common books that you're going to hear coaches talk about, CJ's Get Clients Now, longtime favorite of coaches. Another one, Michael Port's Book Yourself Solid. Elsewhere around, I'm just looking at my bookshelf, The Business of Coaching is another book that a lot of coaches have. This book, Marketing Essentials for Coaches, I initially wrote probably 13, 14 years ago now, after interviewing 100 coaches. I've sold thousands of them over the years, and I currently sell it in an ebook format off my website. So there are good books around for very little money where you can benefit from the experience of so many coaches that have come ahead of you. A lot of the coaches that have been around a while collect free resources on their website. On my main website, acoachforyou.com, there's a whole section for coaches and resources for coaches. And I literally have dozens of articles and recordings and videos about all aspects of building a practice and finding a niche and sample sessions and pricing and insurance and so many of the questions you have. It's all free, you can go and access it. So the message of today is start early, even though you don't think you're ready. Just start thinking about it, dividing some time of your time you allocate to coaching. Put some into reading about marketing, learning about marketing. If you've got the budget, work with a good marketing coach or mentor who has experience building a practice in the real world outside of coaching. And start to nibble away at this. And if you do that, I guarantee you will thank yourself 6 months down the road when you have so much more clarity on how it works and where you fit in and how you can be yourself and share your gifts and make a great living as a coach. So that's the tip for the day, and I look forward to sharing some more tips in upcoming videos. Take care, everybody, and good luck.